Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, June 27th, 2022 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I take time to notice what I'm actually feeling versus what my mind tells me that I am feeling. Hold on. Alexa, turn on main light 100%.
Okay.
That seemed... I am not starting over because that seemed like it was supposed to happen. So, there we go. What an interesting week we have this week. I always like to start on Monday with a little brief overview. So, first things first, we are building to a new moon in Cancer. That's going to be later in the evening on Tuesday. Dark of the moon, new moon Cancer can bring out all of the feels, not the fields, the feels, the fields and fields of feels. So just be aware of that as we're building to it and be present with what you're feeling. So often we can process it and move on much faster than bottling it up, pushing it away, and watching it surface over and over and over again and never getting to it until like you have no choice. So this is a call to presence with your feels. Also on Tuesday, we are having Neptune go retrograde. So unless Neptune's like right on top of you, it's 25 degrees Pisces, or you are a Pisces or have very strong Piscean energy, you may not necessarily feel that retrograde. I always feel like the Neptune retrograde is a reminder that source lives within. So often we outsource wisdom, doing this here, right? And yet all these answers are also within us. So this is a reminder to look within and to tune into your sixth sense. So those two big events on Tuesday. Now the rest of the week, we've got some strong Mars action. We have Mars building to finishing up in the sign of Capricorn. We will have Mars and Eris squaring, challenge Pluto, Mars and Pluto, any interaction can be very explosive, fireworky, especially with Mars in Aries. This is definitely going to have like very reactive, triggery energy. So be aware of that, especially with what's going on in the world right now. That's just going to be heightened, heightening that rage and all of that coming up. In fact, today, actually, we have Mars and Eris working together, which we'll dig into. But be aware that Mars-Pluto building, that's going to be Friday. And there's going to be some other plutonic, colonic energies coming through as Mercury is moving through, finishing up in Gemini, connecting with Pluto end of the week. So strong mental vibes going on, strong ragey vibes potentially in this. It's a lot, and this is a week to keep your temperature in check, so to speak. And it's setting us up for a pretty hot July. Like there's a lot coming up in July as well, including, July starting this week. But that Mars Pluto on July 1st, on Friday, July 1st, is definitely gonna be pushing the envelope, pushing the issue. So keep that in mind for yourself and check yourself. And this is again why you want to be present with your feels, because those feels can lead to out of control behavior, And so we want to be aware of how we're showing up in the world. What are we feeding into this collective energy that we're all swimming in? So for Monday, I'm going to start with the Mars and Eris energy. So where Mars is currently in the sign of Aries is right there with Eris, goddess of discord. Clearly there's a lot of discord in the world right now. And again, it's so easy to look out there. But looking within, working on regulating within, always serves yourself and the rest of the world. However, we may be more reactive due to this discord that we're feeling. So be aware of that over the next 2 days with Mars running over Eris. At the same time, Saturn is sextiling in. So this is a really beautiful opportunity to align your actions with that soul call. What are you being called to do in the world right now? How are you being called to take action and show up? But notice, keep in mind that discord piece. Again, within ourselves, a lot of times from these unhealed places, it can lead to more discord, especially when we're not aware of that. So bringing awareness to those pieces, to that trauma, to the pain, to any of that is going to be really important in this connection. Moon in Gemini, making a lot of moves. Moon in Gemini connecting to Mercury. I love that the connection is at 12:22 a.m. Pacific time. 222, trust and faith. And I know sometimes the way the world's unfolding is hard to have trust and faith. And yet we keep getting reminded, and I keep reminding myself and you that the divine can take the nefarious and use it for good. And there is a divine plan unfolding through all of this. So Moon and Mercury, again, watch the stories that you are telling in these energies. A lot of times the story is much more intense than the actual feeling, much more intense than the actual story, or the actual situation, we'll say. There's one more thing that wanted to come through, and tripping on my words made me forget it. Well, anyway, go into your stories, be aware of them in this energy. The mind, that's the thing. The mind also will take it to worry. It will take it to all the possibilities. We don't necessarily need to go there with these stories. So be aware of that through today. Through this new moon, I would say. Mercury also connecting to Chiron, potential for healing stories that we can tell ourselves as well as the unhealed stories. So that's a lovely little connection. Moon also connecting into that Saturn and Mars and Eris energy that we've got going on. So again, watch your stories around the discord. Watch your stories around how you are being called to show up. Here's the thing, in every situation, like there's people that are like, march, do the things. I can tell you, I don't have the energy to march. I don't, in regards to things. I do have the energy to do this. This is my calling. This is how I'm being called to show up. We all have our individual ways. There's no shame in that. I don't have the comparison card, but I'm feeling that energy so strongly. Be aware of what your calling is and that you don't have to take on the whole world in any given situation. Show up as you are called. That's part of being in integrity, is knowing your lane and being willing to stay in it. And I'm not saying that in a negative way, but just find your alignment and let that be enough and know that it is enough. There's those worthy pieces there too, right? We finish up with the moon squaring Neptune. So again, it may not necessarily seem like these unfoldings are leading to good things, and yet there is so much good that is unfolding at this time. I know. We get focused on some of the stuff, and yet all of this is part of that larger plan. Your work is to find your flow in it. Your work is to seek out the illusions and not play into them so much, not feed into them. And meanwhile, utilize your illusion, utilize your daydream, utilize your knowing, your trust and faith in divine unfolding to help support all of that happening. So, top of the cards today, I get by with a little help from my friends. And our hard times require furious dancing. So we're dancing with our friends instead of dancing with ourselves in and through this energy. And I have the breakthrough card also coming through. So as we dance, as we move through these energies, there is beautiful potential for breakthrough. Now I do have the past lives card. This is the moon card in traditional tarot. And so there may be some deeper energies from the past coming up to be processed in and through this. And yet, Spirit's like, don't worry, there are solutions being birthed, solutions coming through. Not to mention, you are being pushed to your next level. The Flowering card, Queen of Pentacles, leveling up in and through all of this. So, I'm going to leave that here. Tune in to this July stuff. I will be doing my patron video for the month of July within the next few days. So you can always join my Patreon group to check out all these incomings. Besides this, you can book a reading. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. The better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and honor your values. Namaste.